Hey everybody, welcome to Act 4, Scene 1 of Romeo and Juliet. My directions are always the same. Watch it twice. Watch it through the first time to see what you can figure out on your own, and then watch it through the second time following along with the text, because that'll give you a deeper understanding. Okay, so here we go. Act 4, Scene 1, Friar Lawrence's cell. Enter Friar Lawrence and Paris.
On Thursday, sir. The time is very short.
My father Capulet will have it so, and I am nothing slow to slack his haste.
You say you do not know the lady's mind. Uneven is the course, I like it not.
Immoderately she weeps for Tybalt's death, and therefore have I little talked of love, for Venus smiles not in the house of tears. Now, sir, her father counts it dangerous that she doth give her sorrow so much sway, and in his wisdom hastes our marriage to stop the inundation of her tears, which, too much minded by herself alone, may be put from her by society. Now do you know the reason of this haste?
I would I knew not why it should be slowed. Oh, look, sir, here comes the lady toward my cell.
Enter
Happily
Juliet.
met, my lady and my wife.
That may be, sir, when I may be a wife.
That may be, must be, love, on Thursday next.
What must be shall be.
That's a certain text.
Come you to make confession to this father?
To answer that, I should confess to you.
Do not deny to him that you love me.
I will confess to you that I love him.
So will ye, I am sure, that you love me.
If I do so, it will be of more price, being spoke behind your back than to your face.
Poor soul, thy face is much abused with tears.
The tears have got small victory by that, for it was bad enough before their spite.
Thou wrong'st it, more than tears with that report.
That is no slander, sir, which is a truth. And what I spake it to my face.
Thy face is mine, and thou hast slandered it.
It may be so, for it is not mine own. Are you at leisure, Holy Father, now? Or shall I come to you at evening mass?
My leisure serves me, pensive daughter, now. My lord, we must entreat the time alone.
God shield I should disturb devotion. Juliet, on Thursday early will I rouse ye. Till then, adieu, and keep this holy kiss.
Exit.
Oh, shut the door, and when thou hast done so, come weep with me. Past hope, past cure, past help.
Ah, Juliet, I already know thy grief. It strains me past the compass of my wits. I hear thou must, and nothing may prorogue it, on Thursday next be married to this county.
Tell me not, friar, that thou hear'st of this, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. If, in thy wisdom, thou canst give no help, do thou but call my resolution wise, and with this knife I'll help it presently. God joined my heart and Romeo's, thou our hands, and ere this hand by thee to Romeo sealed shall be the label to another deed, or my true heart with treacherous revolt turn to another, this shall slay them both. Therefore, out of thy long experienced time, give me some present counsel. Or behold, twixt my extremes and me, this bloody knife shall play the umpire, arbitrating that which the commission of thy years and art could to no issue of true honor bring. Be it not so long to speak. I long to die, if what thou speak not of remedy.
Hold, daughter. I do spy a kind of hope which craves as desperate an execution as that is desperate which we would prevent. If, rather than to marry County Paris, thou hast the strength of will to slay thyself, then it is likely thou wilt undertake a thing like death to chide away this shape. That copest with death himself to escape from it. And if thou darest, I'll give thee remedy.
Oh, bid me leap, rather than marry Paris, from off the battlements of yonder tower, or walk in thievish ways, or bid me lurk where serpents are. Chain me with roaring bears, or shut me nightly in a charnel house, or covered quiet with dead man's rattling bones, with reeky shanks and yellow chapless skulls, or bid me go into a new-made grave, and hide me with a dead man in his shroud. Things that to hear them told have made me tremble. and I will do it without fear or doubt to live an unstained wife to my sweet love.
Hold then. Go home. Be merry. Give consent to marry Paris. Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow night, look that thou lie alone. Let not thy nurse lie with thee in thy chamber. Take thou this vial. Being then in bed, and this distilled liquor drink thou off, when presently through all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humor, for no pulse shall keep his native progress, but surcease. No warmth, no breath shall testify thou livest. The roses in thy lips and cheeks shall fade to paly ash. Thy eyes' windows fall like death when he shuts up the day of life. Each part deprived of supple government shall stiff and stark and cold appear like death. And in this borrowed likeness of shrunk death, thou shalt continue 42 hours, and then awake as from a pleasant sleep. Now, when the bridegroom in the morning comes to rouse thee from thy bed, there art thou dead. Then, as the manner of our country is, in thy best robes uncovered on the bier, thou shalt be borne to that same ancient vault where all the kindred of the Capulets lie. In the meantime, against thou shalt awake, shall Romeo by our letters know our drift. And hither shall he come, and he and I will watch thy waking. And that very night shall Romeo bear thee hence to Mantua. And this shall free thee from this present shame. If no inconsistent toy, nor womanish fear, abate thy valor in acting it.
Give me, oh, tell me not of fear.
Hold, get you gone. Be strong and prosperous. In this resolve, I'll send a friar with speed to Mantua with my letters to thy lord.
Love, give me strength, and strength to help thee afford. Farewell, dear father.
And exits. All right, very nice, guys. Okay, so here's what I want to talk about. First, I want to talk about what's happening in terms of the plot. And then I want to hear from each of you about what your characters are thinking about, you know, what your motivations are at this point, and, you know, what your preoccupations are. So somebody take the plot first. Who wants to talk about what's happening in the scene?
Well, Paris is about to marry Juliet. And this is a big problem for me since I have already married Romeo to Juliet. So I'm trying to get out of this mess. And I have come up with this great idea that if I have this herb, one of my herbs from before, that if I give this to Juliet, it will make her appear dead. And then they will carry her to the tomb, and Romeo and I will meet her there, and we'll sweep her away, and they can be together.
Okay, and it seems like a good plan. Sure.
Seems like a good plan. Might work.
This
Who knows?
mysterious herb that makes her look dead but is not dead, which, you know.
Yes.
All right, cool. So what's Friar Lawrence thinking, you know, at this point? You know,
I think he's horrified that it has come to this. He did not expect this kind of obstacle. He thought everything was cool. He'd taken care of everything, and now this is happening. So he's thinking quickly on his feet, what can I do to make this better? What can I do to make this right? So.
Yeah, all right, good. So Paris, what's going through your head at this point?
So Paris, I think he's starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel after all this waiting and wishing and hoping, going, okay, finally, I did the thing. I made it happen. I'm done. I'm feeling secure in my future. And I think he's starting to let that facade of, you know, the nice, gentlemanly suitor, he's letting that drop a little bit and kind of showing his true colors. And I think he's starting to try to exert some of his dominance over Juliet. And he doesn't have all the information. He doesn't really have the upper hand, even though he thinks he does. So it's creating some tension between him and his fiance.
Well, why does he want to marry her? Let's reiterate that. Why does he want to marry her?
He's looking for the political boon that it brings, and trying to move himself up the the ladder socioeconomic status. So he's trying to ride on the Capulet coattails a little bit.
Gotcha. Marry the rich girl with a powerful family, and then you will become rich and powerful. Yeah, absolutely. And Juliet, what's going on with you, girl?
Your desperation. I mean, at this point, you know, previously, in the scene previous to this, she's basically given the ultimatum, marry Paris or you are cut from this family and you can die for all I care. So her solution is, I have to go see Friar Lawrence, and if he doesn't have a solution for me, I'm going to kill myself, because that's the only option in her mind. And probably that's somewhat reasonable, because if she is 13 and is, disowned, she probably would eventually die. So, she is desperately seeking, she doesn't want to die. She wants to be with Romeo. So she's desperately seeking a remedy from Friar Lawrence. And throughout both of her kind of little speeches here, she does really kind of press the urgency that she's not kidding. If he doesn't have a remedy for her to fix this, she will kill herself. She talks about all of these things that would, normally make her scared, chaining her up with bears and being in a cave with snakes, all these things. She's like, I would rather do all that and die than be married to Paris. I want to be an unstained wife, is what she talks about. And so this is kind of her ultimatum versus the one given to her before. This is her ultimatum of, help me or I will kill myself. And not necessarily like putting that on the friar, but she kind of is a little bit. She's like, if you don't help me, I'm killing myself, and that's the end of it. So, and by the end, she gets this potion, which she hopes will work. Friar says it'll work, so she just kind of has to take that at face value, and it's a solution that theoretically can work, and it's the only one. So she's gonna take whatever she can get, and she leaves certainly happier than when she came. So, yeah.
All right. Very good. All right, everybody. We will see you at the next recording. Bye.